P&Ps see bed bugs as not only a source of revenue for their business, but also a very challenging pest that can require multiple visits to the location as well as lots of work. The purpose of today's video is to really hone in on 5 places to focus while doing an inspection in a hotel or a motel. Most of the time when we're asked to inspect hotels and motels, we're asked to do all the units, and we're asked to look at the ones that both have bed bugs and the ones that don't. So what do we do in the rooms or locations that don't have bed bugs? Hi, I'm Dr. Janis Reed, and you're watching Pest Chatter. Most P&Ps know what to look for when inspecting for bed bugs. You're basically looking for just a few things. The first is their blood spots or fecal spots. These are typically left behind after feeding. These are dark-looking, dark spots. It's actually partially digested blood that's passed through the insect's digestive tract. The next thing we're going to look for is the actual insects themselves. And this includes eggs, which are small, but not as small as you would think, and pearly white. You're also looking for various stages in the bedbug's development, from first instar nymphs, which are very small and almost impossible to see, to full-grown adult bedbugs. Then the final thing you'll be looking for is their cast skins, and these are the exuvi or exoskeletons that are left behind after a molt has occurred. If you find any of these during inspection, you need to stop and do a more careful inspection. Most of the time, when inspecting large facilities such as a hotel or motel, you're asked to inspect many units in a very short amount of time. So how do you do that in the time that you have allotted, but you do it in the most thorough way? Here's what I recommend. When going into a hotel motel, start focusing on these 5 hot spots. And those spots are: first, in a hotel motel, you can almost ignore the mattress. Mattresses are constantly being turned over, the linens are constantly being changed. It's a heavily disturbed area, so skip the mattress. Do a cursory inspection. The first hot spot is going to be the box spring. And I typically like to focus on the underside of the box spring, but as you're lifting it, make sure you're inspecting the top, lift that box spring away, and then start your inspection on the underside of the box spring. The next hot spot to inspect is whatever the foundation or under parts of that bed are. Sometimes these are made of wood, sometimes, as in this case, they're made of metal. You want to make sure you're doing a careful inspection of everywhere where those places come together. If it's made of wood, you want to make sure you're focusing heavily on these areas because those are going to be bedbug hotspots. The next hotspot is whatever is up against the bed at the front of the bed, or the headboard. In some cases, headboards can be lifted away from the wall. In other cases, they're part of a larger unit, and maybe it's a bigger job to get it off the wall. Do the best inspection you can. Use your light, take it oblique, and shine down, behind, and under that headboard wherever possible. The next hotspot is whatever is sitting next to the bed. In some cases, it's a nightstand or another piece of furniture. In some cases, it's built into the wall. In other cases, it could be electronics, such as an alarm clock or possibly a phone. Make sure you're turning those items over and checking the undersides for bedbug activity. Finally, whatever piece of furniture is there, make sure you're turning it over or inspecting the underside of it for all of those bedbug signs. The final bedbug hotspot is wherever the luggage is intended to go. And again, for different rooms, this is going to look different. Some have a built-in shelf where your luggage is meant to go. Other times, there's a luggage valet. I recommend you do a very careful inspection of where personal items get set down. So like I said, if it's a luggage valet, great. If it's a shelf, make sure you're carefully inspecting that as well. I'm Dr. Janis Reed. Thank you for watching Pest Chatter.